So as you may know, the one thing I like talking about probably even more than pickup and girls is winning. It's kind of my philosophy of life, right? Even when I talk about inner game, I talk about winner game, right? How to win. And I rarely talk about current events, but I'm going to talk about current events right now today because today, Super Bowl Sunday, is a very relevant current event towards winning. Specifically, I'm talking about the New England Patriots. Won the Super Bowl last year, got all the way back to the Super Bowl this year. They may or may not win it, but regardless, it's already an incredible achievement. And beyond that, they have the achievement over the last decade or so of being about the most successful team that's ever existed in a sport where the rules are basically designed to prevent dynasties, right? So they're clearly doing something right. And I want to highlight one particular piece of that, right? And I want to highlight actually their star player, Tom Brady. Now, a lot of kids all over the United States right now are thinking, oh God, I want to grow up to be Tom Brady. And the reasons are this and this. Obviously, among many, many others, right? Those are the reasons why you'd want to be Tom Brady. But what is the thing that's making it that Tom Brady's Tom Brady and a lot of those kids will never grow up to have anywhere near that level of success? Well, it's things like this and this. The point being, Tom Brady wanted success, as do many, many other people. But he was willing to sacrifice for it. He was willing to do the things necessary. My dad had a phrase. Whenever I said I wanted something or wanted to succeed or whatever, he'd say, Todd, would you like it or do you want it? And to him, what that meant was if I wanted it, I was willing to sacrifice for it. I was willing to do the necessary work. If I would like it, it means like, oh, I just, wish and I would hope for it to happen. And I think a lot of people would like things to happen in their life, but they don't want things to happen in their life. What this really boils down to is my first principle of winning, which I talk about in my free online course, Winner Game, and that is the principle of deciding to win. So in honor of Super Bowl Sunday, in honor of this event, I want to show you that video right here. The first and possibly most important step in winning or success sounds so obvious you'd think everybody does it, but in fact, it's the thing more people mess up than anything else. And here's what it is. You have to decide to win. Okay, now that sounds obvious. Who wouldn't decide to win, right? But the thing is, it's not just, oh, I would like to win. It's, oh, I want to win, and oh, I prioritize winning above and beyond anything else. If you haven't made that step, you are not prepared to win. You are not ready to win, okay? Because winning sounds great on paper, but there are a lot of consequences to winning. There's a lot that comes with winning. There's a lot that you need to be prepared for, okay? And if you're not ready to win, if you haven't decided to win, you probably won't. Let me tell you a few personal stories of my own. When I was very young as a soccer player, I was a very good player. I was very talented. I, did a lot of good things with the ball, et cetera, but I didn't score a lot of goals. I wasn't a goal-scoring player. And I talked to a friend of mine who is a coach, and he said, well, have you practiced your goal-scoring celebration? Have you practiced what you're going to do when you score? And I was like, no, well, why does that matter? It's like, you're not prepared to score. Of course you're not scoring. You're not even ready to succeed, all right? And it's a little bit silly. That's a little bit of a silly kind of manifestation of the idea. But the point is, I hadn't really said, I am a goal scorer. I plan on scoring. I want to score goals, all right? I'll give you another example from soccer as well. So a lot of times, maybe you have a coach and they have a certain way that they want you to play. And that's great, and you should follow the coach's orders and play strategically that way. But sometimes in the game, you know the right thing to do, and it's different than what the coach would have you do. For example, I had a coach that he told us, I'll never yell at you if you take the shot. Right? If you're in a shooting situation, you take the shot, I'll never be angry at you because I want you guys to be aggressive and shoot. So let's say that you're playing the game, you're in a position where you could maybe shoot, but you're off balance, it's not really a good high percentage chance. The way to not get the coach angry at you, the way to not take a risk would be to just shoot. The way to possibly take a big risk, but it's the way that you're going to actually win, would be to take another touch, control the ball, set up a different situation, and maybe you don't get the shot off, and maybe you look stupid. And maybe it doesn't work, and maybe you get yelled at, but it was the thing that gave you the highest percentage to win, and you knew it, all right? So you have to decide, do I want to win or do I want to look good? Do I want to win or do I want to take the safe, easy route, all right? And if at any point you haven't made that decision to win, you probably are not going to win, okay? It's very, very critical that you make that decision. So let's take a couple examples from game. All right, so things that I see guys do a lot in game, right? They're talking to a girl, things are going really well, it gets to the end of the night, and then the girl's about to hop in a taxi and go home, and the guy could totally get in the taxi with her, but the problem is he's not sure if it's going to go down. It's a long taxi ride, and he's like, well, I don't want to risk it and get stranded in the middle of nowhere. Oh, I don't know if it's going to go down, etc. Some of the best experiences I've ever had in game are where I went home with the girl in that situation, right? But so many guys, they get right there up to like the brink of success, and then they just quit on themselves. And they just decide, well, success is a little inconvenient, I don't care. Or I'm not sure it's gonna work out, and so I'd rather just quit and tell myself the narrative that, oh, I could have done it, but I just quit or didn't care, as opposed to pushing through, maybe failing, maybe being frustrated that you failed, maybe being stranded in the middle of nowhere and having to figure it out, right? So rather than try to win, they said, well, it'll be less awkward this way, right? Or a lot of times, let's say that, you know, you see a girl, you'd like to talk to her, and there's people around, you're like, well, it might be a little awkward, it might be a little, you know, I might make a scene. Do you want to win, or do you want to avoid making a scene? If you haven't decided that winning is the main thing for you, you will find a way to lose. Great example of this is if you ask most people, do you want to have a girlfriend who's your 10 out of 10? Almost everybody will be like, yeah, of course, that's what I'm in the game for. However, when you think about it on a deep level, a lot of people really don't, because when you think about everything that comes with it. So for example, if you have this girl that's a 10 out of 10, every time she goes out, you're gonna be worried she's cheating on you. Are you ready for that? Every time you go out with her, someone's gonna hit on her. Someone's gonna be trying to steal you from her, or steal her from you. Are you ready for that? Are you prepared for those kind of things? Are you prepared for the level of drama and entitlement and that can come with a girl who knows she has other options? Or would you actually be happier with a girl who's maybe a lower caliber that you feel safe and comfortable with, right? Do you actually want to win? Are you prepared to win? And have you understood everything that comes along with winning and decided it? So many guys exhibit this behavior of not going after the caliber of girl they want, but let me tell you a case that happened with me when I was very young. I probably had the worst case of this that you'll ever hear of. What I would do is this. I would get a crush on a girl and I would decide to make her like me. I would go like hang out in her presence. I would try and do impressive things around her. I would try and like have conversations with her, those kind of things, and try and get her to like me. But then as soon as she actually did like me, as soon as she showed interest or as soon as she asked me out even sometimes, I would act as though I didn't like her. I would run away. I even said no. I even turned down girls that I had tried to make like me. And the reason was I knew that I would be a bad boyfriend because I'd never been a boyfriend before. I didn't know everything that came afterwards. I was afraid of embarrassing myself. So I didn't actually want to win. I wanted to feel good about the girl liking me. That's what I wanted. I didn't want to actually have a girlfriend. I didn't want to actually have sex. And so the results I got was never having a girlfriend and never having sex. And deep down, I knew that. Deep down, I knew that, and it ate away at my self-esteem and made it harder and harder and harder the more and longer that I went through that process, okay? So I'm not immune to it, nobody's immune to it, but the first step is deciding to win, because I promise you, if you decide to win and you decide you will do anything and everything to make it happen, you will find a way. If you decide to lose, or if you don't fully decide to win, if you have a little niggling bit of you that would prefer to lose, you're going to find a way to lose. So here's my assignment to you. Okay? Whatever it is you want to win at, whether it be business, whether it be sports and games, whether it be with women, anything in life that you want to win at, you need to decide to win, and then you need to understand exactly what that means. Understand all the unintended consequences and accept them. In fact, beyond accepting them, embrace them. Embrace having more pressure on your shoulder. Embrace stepping up to that next level, because until you fully bought in and until you truly want to win, instead of you winning, somebody else who wants it more is going to, and you are going to find a way to lose. So that was an excerpt from my course Winner Game, which by the way is available completely for free at toddwinnergame.com. It includes those Winner Game modules, how to win at game and at life, includes the lies in the pickup community and the truth surrounding them, includes a ton of infield, and it includes an action module to get you off your ass and taking action. So again, that's free at toddwinnergame.com. Be sure to check it out.